let's start with just a couple stretches first, because we're going to work today the muscles in the back. We're going to work the chest, but we're going to work core. So we'll work core standing and seated. So let's just start with some stretches. So we're going to open up our arms, stretch our chest. Yep, there you go. Good. Now, the farther back your arms go, so watch. So if I reach back and I try to touch my fingers, that's stretching my shoulders more. That's not really my chest, but it feels good though, right? So if I want to stretch my chest, so my arms go out to the side, and I can bring them a little bit behind my shoulders, but not much. And now the other way, that's a great stretch your chest, just bend your elbows and then press back. Oh, now you get it right there. So that's a great chest stretch, okay? Some of you, if you're feeling like you're a bit round shouldered and you want to do stretches at home, has everybody heard of the doorway stretch? Where you, here, I'm going to do it right here. The doorway stretch. So I make that, I make this, and I stand in the doorway. And then I do that. That's a great shoulder stretch. So, okay, so for back stretches, I'm going to lace my fingers and push. So that's my upper back. All right. So that feels nice. All right. And then if I want to get more in the middle of my back, I'm going to put my hands on my thighs. I'm going to come down and park my hands right above my knees, and I'm going to round my back. And then I'm going to drop my stomach and kind of arch and I'm going to just let my stomach hang out. And I'm going to round my back like a cat. And then I'm just going to drop my stomach and kind of lift my chin. And you can feel how that gets more like the middle part of the spine. Yep. So I'm going to round it. And then, yep. And then I'm going to, yep. I'm going to round it, and then I'm going to drop my abs and kind of squeeze my shoulder blades. So what I'm looking for my spine to do is I'm looking for it to curve and then go back to normal, and then curve and then go back to normal. The other thing that's a good back stretch, believe it or not, if you stand with your feet facing forward, this is actually the middle of your back. If you can turn without turning your feet and get your shoulder behind you, yep, and then come and face forward and then go the other way. So if you can get your front shoulder on the same line as your back shoulder, that's the goal. So I'm going to go the other way. If I drop the plumb line, yep, there we go. Ooh, everybody's got good rotation in here, and then go the other way. Pretty good. There you go. So that's really good for the middle part of your back. Okay, so let's start with rows. Okay, so a couple of different ways to do rows. You're using the big muscles in your back and using your biceps together. So that's why you can pull a heavier weight than you can push. All right, because you've got big muscles in your back and your biceps are pretty strong anyway from pulling things at yourself all day long. So let's start with the one that you see in Silver Sneakers all the time, which is the one arm row. All right. So I'm always interested when I'm teaching to see, I would love to see what people really look like with this because there's a couple of keys to this. So I'm going to put the weight in my right hand. I'm going to face my chair back here. All right. And I've got a couple of ways that I can do this. I can literally just lean over until I get my back opposite gravity with a flat back. And then I just pull my elbow and go down. Yep. Yep. So, yep, you want to push those hips back and you want to make your back nice and flat. You look good. Yep, yep, yep. Good. Now, if that doesn't work, I'm going to take my right leg back with my left foot forward. And then I'm going to bend over. And I want y'all to look in the mirror and see whether or not that your back is pretty flat and that you were able to get yourself over. All right. And then now you row. So, and I'm going to push you over more. Yeah. So you want to push it. Nice, Martha. Yeah. So you want to push your weight into your back leg. Yep. 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 And then I want you to drop it. Ah, there she goes. And then row. Good, Chris. You remember. Yes. Very nice, Elaine. Good. Yes, Judy. Yeah. Good. Good, 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 good. So you're doing a tricep kickback, but what I want you to do is pull up. There's the row. You got it, girl. There it is. Nice, nice, nice. Try it on the other side. So you may have enough flexibility in the backs of your legs that you can just stay with you can just bend over with both your legs set, or left hand, left leg back. You may have to do it that way. There you go. Good. Yeah, Ann looks so much better. Nice. Nice, everybody. Good. Good, good, good. So Chris, think about, try not to drop your head down too low. Okay, that a girl. There you go. Nice. Yeah, good, Judy. Good. All right. Nice. Okay, now let's do it in a chair. So I'm going to sit in my chair. I'm going to grab my other weight. All right. So now I'm going to sit in my chair, sit in the middle of my chair. All right. So one of the things that's important when we sit down is, what are your feet doing? Where are they and what are they doing? You are correct. They're under your knees and they're pointed forward. That is the way to do it. Okay, so you hang your weights down by your side, right? Now, you want to just come forward with your chest with the straight back, and then let those weights drop directly under your shoulders. And now pull your elbows up and come down. Pull your elbows up and then come down. Let's see it. Here we go. Pull your, yes, very good. Yep. So thumbs are going to go forward on this one. Yep. They're going to go here. You got it. There you go. Good. Yes. Good. Nice posture, everybody. Good. Judy, do you feel like you could drop over even a little more? That's it. Yes? Is that tight in your back? Is that the problem? Then you just go where you can go. Good. Excellent. Nice job. Yeah, you let me feel this. I sort of have my weight kind of evenly distributed all the way through my feet. I mean, I definitely want to be aware, but yes. Yeah. Good, good, good. Nice. Okay. And stand up. I mean, and sit up. So this is the challenge with dumbbells. We talked about this last week. For the muscle group that we're saying we're working, so we're saying we're working the back. When you work with resistance in the form of a dumbbell, that muscle group has to be working opposite gravity. So for example, if I'm sitting up and I'm doing this, which is the motion of the row, my back muscles are not working opposite gravity. So I guess I'm doing some version of a bicep curl. I don't know when I do this. But as soon as I lean over, now I've put my back opposite gravity. And now those muscles have to overcome gravity's pull. So that's why I say lean over. Yes, Chris. So now you're really opposite gravity. So, and that was the other reason for why when you're doing it, and I'm sure if I had on the gallery and I looked around, although a lot of people just turn off their camera, but I would not be surprised if I see a lot of people set up like this at home and they're pulling like this. I would not be surprised. But but my back's not opposite gravity. So this isn't a row. This is some form of a bicep pull. This is a row because now my back is opposite gravity. My back muscles are opposite gravity. So that's the only thing you have to remember about weights. Now, the really interesting thing about rubberized resistance is it doesn't matter whether or not. So I could take this band, put it under the insteps of my sneakers. I'm sitting straight up and I can do that row motion. And I'm actually going to work my back. It's the craziest thing, I'm telling you. It's the craziest thing, but the rubberized resistance, it doesn't really matter. You should be sitting up nice and straight. Yep. And then you just squeeze. And believe it or not, if you do this often enough, you're going to feel this in the muscles as if you were pulling a weight. It's crazy. the back of your shoulder. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that, yeah, but it's very different when you work with tubing and these Dynabands. It's different. And so you might be a person that just finds leaning over is really hard if that's what the exercise is called for in class. And if you have one of these at your house, stick it under your insteps. You could lean over a little bit and row, and you're going to get the same result. So maybe this would be, Judy, this might be easier for you. It might be. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Really good. Yeah. The same thing goes for chest. So you know how when we do chest in Silver Thinkers, we have you guys lean back because we don't want to put you on the floor because, you know, it's hard. Because it's hard getting down on the floor and getting back up again on some days, you know. So what we do is we have, now I find that when I do what are called these incline chest presses, I can't push very much weight. I don't know. I'm better if I'm lying flat on the floor for whatever reason. But anyway, but this is where, because we're not actually on the floor with the chest directly opposite gravity, right? So I'm having to overcome gravity's pull. So we sit in the chair, kind of in the middle of the chair. We drop the back of the shoulders onto the back of the chair. All right. And then we simulate what's called an incline chest press here. We're kind of working the upper part of the pectoral group. So a couple of ways we can do this. Palms are forward. I'm just going to move my chair so I'm closer to the camera for the benefit of Linda. All right, so I'm leaning back with the back of my shoulders on the chair. And then I'm just pushing up and forward and down. So I'm going to push up and, yeah, yes, really good, really good. So how's that 6 pounds going, Ann? Yeah. Good. So try 3 more. So Chris, when you come down, I want you to get those weights just outside your armpits. Ah, girl. And then push. Judy, beautiful technique over there. Let's see, Elaine. Awesome. Perfect technique. Look at that. Martha, you could actually push a little bit more up. Yep. And then come down. There you go. Yep. Ann's got it over there. Nice job, guys. Now, come back and rest because that's very hard on your triceps and on your. Now, if I wanted to make this a tricep push-up, all right, a tricep push-up looks like this, right? That's a tricep push-up. I can do it in my chair with my palms in. So again, I'm pushing straight up from my shoulder and then down. So it's kind of going on an angle. I'll go sideways, Linda, so you can see this. There we go. Yep. That's a tricep push. Good. Good. How are you doing? Yeah. Good. Yeah. Good. Yeah. So you can do that too. Yeah. And then just rest. Some people start to have issues with their elbows when they start this kind of work. I mean, I know it definitely happens to me sometimes where I was like, ooh, this is really going into my elbows. So sometimes by just turning your hands inward, that'll sometimes help. Sometimes doing this where you put the shoulder into external rotation sometimes will set off the elbow. So you guys can kind of play around with that in class, you know, so you can do it palms facing forward and then palms facing in. We could do combo moves like that. Yeah, cool. Really good. Yeah. So yeah, when you go palms in. Yeah, when your palms are in, right? Okay, so last week we learned the reason for that is that we were built so that our arms hang down like this with our palms facing in. And anytime that we go palms face out, you can feel the arm bone rotate in the shoulder socket. All right, or inwardly rotate, which would be that. It inwardly rotated. And then things start bumping into each other and pinching. And so last week, what we went over with the shoulder stuff was, for most people were commenting, correct, that the thumbs up position going this way was easier. The thumbs up position going that way was easier. And the thumbs back position was much easier when you're going up. Way, way easier. Versus palms down. Now it's inwardly rotated into the shoulder. That's when things start bumping into each other. Or it is palms down. So now again, it's inwardly rotated in the shoulder, right? Versus thumbs up. Oh, it's in its anatomical position. That's the way your arms just hang off your body, is this way. And then, and this is something that I learned when I became a personal trainer, because when you teach group fitness, like everybody's always like palms down, palms forward. That's just the way you teach. But then when you start working with people one-on-one and you find out that everybody's got shoulder problems and stuff, that's when you begin to really look at the actual how the bones sit in the joints to make it more comfortable for people. So yeah. Okay, so I love chest press using a band. Woohoo! So everybody stand up. Watch where your weights are. I'll bet you anything you're going to like doing it with the band better than with the weight. I just think they're great. I can't wait till we can all be back here together and we got all this equipment. So, all right. So I could do this seated in a chair. Okay, watch. This is a push-up. This is a chest press. Palms down, push. That's a chest press. Palms down, push. Chest press. Yep. Palms in, thumbs up, push. That's a tricep push-up. So Judy, you're going to wrap it around your back. Yeah, there we go. She's got it now. Beautiful. Good. Okay, so you can play with that. So palms down. So this is going to be more like a push-up. So this would be like I was on the floor doing a push-up. All right. That's a push-up. All right. Thumbs up. Tricep push-up. See? You start to get it across the front. This sometimes is way easier. And now watch this one. Open it out. Little bend in your arms. Want you to visualize that you're squeezing your sternum. Squeeze your sternum, thumbs up, and open. Close your hands up and open them. Let's do this 5 more times. 5. There you go. 4. Starting to feel this down the center. 3. Yeah. And I gave you a short band. You're in trouble too. 1. Good. So the main thing with this one is that you set the elbows. You set the elbows. There's a little bend in them, and the elbows never change. So the problem would be if you came in and you allowed your elbow in, that made slack, right? We don't want slack in the band. So how do you like the band? Like the band makes it, is it kind of a little hard to grab it? Okay. I'm wondering if you grabbed it like this. If you put it in your palms like that. Yeah. How about that one? So if I just grabbed it between my thumb and my forefinger and did it that way, is that a little easier on your hand? A little easier on your hand. Yeah. So you could do it any way you like. Oh, of course, I've got it wicked bad in this hand. Like just terrible, really bad. Yeah. So I completely empathize with you. Yeah, really. So this is another option, everybody. This is another option, is you can use your Dynaband. So, especially if you're finding, oh, and I'm thinking, if you wanted to add load, thinking of you, you want to add load. So you said that you max out at 5 pounds at your house. You max out at 5 pounds at your house. I'm just playing here. I'm just wondering, I'm thinking that this might work. Oh, yes, that just added more resistance for me. Oh, yes. That did it. That did it. That will add more resistance for you, Ann. I know. Yeah. Well, there are, but they're very hard to find. So we have 7 and 8s here at the gym. Oh, here, have mine. Oh, here, you take mine. Yeah, because, and, oh, I'm just going to leave the camera. Excuse me, I'll be back. The other thing you can always use are these. You can always have tubing too. This is the same thing. This is the same thing. So, you know, so I can still do the same thing here. So I can, no, it doesn't. So this is another option and they sell these online. So you just need to know which, so you need to know whether you're buying the heaviest one. So of course, the thicker they are, the heavier the more resistance, but I could do it with this as well. So this would actually work. So I'm just thinking of a way that you can add some resistance without having to go out and buy another set of weights. Which would be great. Yeah. So here I go. Oh yeah. Oh man, that did it for me. Woo! That really, really added a lot more resistance. Because sometimes when you pick up those big heavier weights, it's harder on your hands too, right? You know, because you know the posts get bigger and yeah. So that way you could stay with your, you know, 1s, 2s, and 3s, and you could just add a little bit more resistance. So these are a great investment. So the green, the green's kind of considered medium. The green is medium. The yellow is the lightest one. So, and they're great for doing shoulder work with too. They're fantastic. Okay, so the last one that I wanted to go over because there was a little bit of confusion on it last week was this is working the upper part of the back. It was those pull aparts. So we just did the chest fly where it came from around the back, but now we want to hold it in front of us. So we want to hold it. It's coming directly out from the middle of the chest. All right. And you're going to lock out your elbows. All right. And you're just going to pull your arms apart and then let them come forward. So you want to, so what you're doing, so you're doing this. I just want you to pull apart. There you go. So give yourself a little bit more band. Give yourself a little more band. I want you to lock your arms out. Yeah. And now pull it into you. That's it. Pull it into you as you pull it apart. Exactly. You got it. You got it. You got it. Yeah, Chris. Good. Yeah, Judy looks good this week. No, no, doesn't have to be. Oh, and yours broke too. Yeah. And yours broke too. Yep. Well, we might have to buy a different brand of these. We might have to buy a different brand. Yeah. Yeah, Chris. Good. So, Chris, you're aiming right for here. Yeah, with those locked out arms. Yep. Nope, you're good. You're going right for the bottom of the J. You're going for the bottom of the C's. Yeah, with those locked out elbows. You really remembered this week to keep your elbows straight, and you really got it. This great job, Judy. Really good. So how's that? Yep. Yep. So you're aiming for here. Yeah. Yep. You're gonna give yourself a little more tube. It can fire that up. Lock out your arms, just pull them apart. And then let them go. Okay, then don't do it. Yeah, grinding in your upper back. Yep, it's probably your shoulder blade is probably a bit locked down. Yeah, it's probably your rhomboids or something like that. Yeah, yeah, massage. Massage, massage. Okay, so that's chest and back. All right, chest and back. So let's work on core, because everybody always likes to know what to do for core. Okay, so let's all stand up again for core. Yes, good. Okay, so core chops. If you go on the Silver Sneakers website, they do a lot of standing core work. Lots of standing core work. So I'm going to show you how to do a chop. So you can pick up, probably pick up your heavier weight. Pick up your heavier weight. Okay, so, and Susan's great. If you've ever had an opportunity to take Susan's Tuesday morning 9 o'clock class, she really walks through how you really get your core to get engaged. You will be on the floor in that class, but she leaves you on the floor. She starts out standing, but then she puts you on the floor. But yeah, for some of it. Yep. So, so what it is that it's good posture. So you've got shoulders are underneath your ears. You want to make sure your hips didn't go out the front door. You almost want the feeling that your hips are a little bit behind you. All right. I'm going to grab my weight on the ends. All right. And I want to brace with my core, and I'm just going to do a front raise and down. There you go. So if you have a heavy enough weight after you do this 5-6 times, you start to feel that you're getting some work through the center of the body. That's good. I think just going up a pound for you has been really enlightening. Yeah. So these are called core chops. So the whole idea of them is I'm bracing with my middle, keeping my hips. I want to make sure my hips don't go out the front door. Yep. So bracing and lifting. And I'm definitely getting a contraction through the center. So you don't have to go any higher than shoulders, Chris. Good. And down. Now, how about if we took it and we lifted it so it's in front of our left shoulder, and then it goes down? How about it goes in front of the right shoulder? Oh, so there's a little bit more. Yeah, the hips are straight. So now you're getting work. You're having to grip with your hips. Whew. I did a bunch of these this morning. I'm feeling these again. Yep, on a 45-degree angle. So Judy, we're not going to go any higher than our shoulder. There you go. No higher. Yeah, so we're going to do this together. So we're going to come just a little bit. Yes, and just a little bit. Yeah, and just a little bit. You got it. You got it. You got it. Good. Good. Okay, good. Now, this is a big one on the Silver Sneakers channel. A big one. I'm going to take the weight from the outside of my left thigh, and I'm going to throw out the dishwasher and put it over my right shoulder and then come down. And I'm going to throw it out. Yep. So right now we're doing it that the hips aren't moving. But we rotate in real time. So I'm just going to come down, and then when I come up, I'm going to turn my chest a little bit, and I'm going to be a little fluid with that left heel and let that left heel come with me. So I'm going to get up on the ball of that left foot. Good. I'm throwing out the dishwasher. Water. Good. So I'm looking for internal rotation of the hip. So watch. Come in here. See how I turned? The golf move. You're finishing a tennis stroke or golf. Yes, Elaine. Yes, everybody got it. Good. So Chris, you can open your feet out just a little bit more for me. And you're going to mimic what I do. I'm coming here and watch. I'm going to let that left hip kind of turn in a little bit. Let it turn in. Good. So which hip was replaced? That one. Okay. And what have they told you cannot do with it? Okay, great. Great. Because years ago, they used to say, blah, 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 yeah, don't run. Okay, let's start from the outside of the left hip, the right hip, the right hip. And now I'm going to throw it over my right shoulder. So I can experiment. I can keep my feet planted on the floor and my hips don't move. Or I can kind of let that right heel kind of leave the floor and my hip turns inwards. Yeah, Martha. So what's interesting, that's a great question. You're training your hip to be stabilizers when you're not moving them, all right? But you're also, your hips have to rotate throughout the day. So it's also good to train rotation. There you go. So you can push that heel a little that way. There you go. Good. Yep. And then push it. Good. Yes, there it is. You just did it. There you went. There. Excellent. Look at that. Yeah. And then if you really want to make it a big exercise, you squat down and then you come up. So you squat. So you squat and start here, but watch. My knees can't do this. Yes, there you are, Elaine. And then go. Look at her. She did it. Yes, Chris. So Judy, perfect. Ta-da! So Chris, you remember these from our fusion classes? Yeah, Martha. So you are right. It is that golf swing. It's the finish of a tennis stroke. Yeah. But what's really cool is when you get a pretty good weight in your hand, you don't want that kind of momentum thing. You want to place the weight up there with control. Yeah. Great. Okay, let's have a seat and do some core. Cool. Great, guys, with the rotation. That's good. So did you know that's when most people get hurt? Is they get hurt when they're doing something in rotation and they lose their balance. That's usually when people get hurt. So it's important to train your body to rotate. It's important. And plus the fascial lines in the body, they go from your shoulder to your opposite hip. And those are incredibly, incredibly important fascial lines to train. So yeah, really cool. Okay, abs. All right, so we don't want our backs on the back of the chair, and you don't have to have weights. So we're just going to use your body weight. So you can put your weights down. Yeah. So very simple first, if we just train rotation, all right? So I'm just going to rotate one direction, but my knees can't move. Does everybody need a little ball between there? And then I'm going to go the other way. Right. But my feet stay set. Yep. My feet stay set and my knees can't go in and out. So typically I try to have people put a ball between their knees and then that keeps you honest. Good. So here we go. So we're just rotating and we're rotating. Now, how about if I rotate to the left, but I pick my left knee up a little bit? Yeah. And I put it back down on the floor, facing forward. And I rotate to the right and I pick my right knee up a little bit. Good. And then I come back. Good. And I'm going to rotate left and pick up my left. Good. 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 And then put it down straight and then pick up my other one. Good. We're going to do that two more times. Rotate and rotate. Good. Now, how about if I went, my arms are out here. How about if I went left knee, right hand down and switch? So now I'm coming across. So I'll bet you when you were younger, the PE teacher tortured you with bicycles. Everybody remembers these, right? So that's what you're doing. So you're doing bicycles. You're doing bicycles. Yep. And your challenge is, can you rotate a little further? And you rotate a little further. You're doing it. You're doing it. Oh, crazy, huh? It's like it really works your abs. It's like really nutty. And look at that. You didn't have to get on the floor. Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. So how about if you grabbed under your chair and you leaned back, all right, like we were going to do a chest press. I'm actually going to try to scoot my butt a little bit more forward. All right. I'm going to pick up my right leg. Yeah. Push. Take it in and pick it down. Pick up my left leg. Push. Yeah. And come down. Good. Up, out, in, and down. One more. All right. So that's, I'm going to call that level 1. But now I'm going to float my upper back off the chair. All right. I'm going to float my upper back off the chair. I'm leaning back just a little bit. Now I'm going to do it. And down. So I floated that upper back. How are you doing? Are you good? That looks really good over there, ladies. Oh my gosh. Good for you. Good for you, everybody. Cool. Really, really good. So you are bracing. Oh, so are you starting to get it in your back a little bit? Yes, so that is a muscle called your quadratus lumborum. And yeah. And chances are something is tight coming off your spine, so that's a really common muscle that grabs on the top of the pelvis. So that is something. There are stretches for the quadratus lumborum, but the chances are it's more that you're probably tight somewhere higher up in the food chain. Yeah, you're probably tighter up there. So I see Charlie Blake here, and he gets his thumbs on those little spinae muscles that come off my spine, and that goes away. It's the craziest thing, but it's probably that you're jammed up somewhere. So really want to make sure that you're pulling in on your navel, okay? You don't want to arch your back here. I'll do it sideways, the camera. So you don't want to arch your back that way. You don't want to arch your back that way. You almost want it so that your lumbar back kind of pushes out the back door a little bit, but you're still keeping your shoulders under your ears. So when we teach it on the floor, like when Susan will teach on the floor, because what you guys were doing was this. You were doing this. This is the exercise. So this is a very, very Pilates thing. So you pull in the belly button. The same thing applies when you're in the chair. You pull in the belly button, kind of in a little way, kind of pushes the bottom of your spine back, but you want to make sure that the shoulders don't go. So you're still in good posture up here, but there's a slight little C curve to that lumbar back. It could be that you're arching the opposite direction. It's possible. Yeah. So, yeah, cool. Okay, so now here's another one that is both for hips and for your abs. So we'll start by just sitting in the middle of the chair. All right. So I'm going to take my right leg out, pull it in, my left leg out, pull it in, my right leg out, keep it there, my left leg out. Now watch, pick them both up and bring them back to the center. Yeah. Yeah, Judy. Yeah. So I'm going to go right. It's like a little dance. Left, keep pulling that belly button in, Ann. Right, left, boom. Yeah. So, and then if you want to really challenge your abs, right, left. This is silver sneakers too. Right, left. And you certainly don't have to pick your knees up super, super high on that. But it's kind of a nice little, so again, you can just grab on the chair if that works best. But this is great for your inner thighs. It's great for your hips. Out, out. And then if you need to do it that way, then that's fine. Or you can really challenge your abs. You got to stay nice and straight. Again, pull that belly button in, pull it in, but make sure your lumbar back is not arched in the wrong direction. Push it out. You want to push your lumbar back out a little bit. Out. It's the Russian Cossack abs. Out, out. Whoop. Cool. Great. And then use those inner thighs and use those abs. You got it, girl. There you go. Nice. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Good. And then pick them up. Yeah, good. So it works your inner thighs a lot too. Yeah. Nice. Now, the other thing that you can do is, and again, you can start, but you want to get more, kind of more towards the front third of your chair. So you're going to pull your belly button in and you're going to do those recline abs I was doing on the floor. So you're going to go back, let your shoulder blades touch and then come forward without changing the shape of your back. So of course, when you're going to advance it, you go back and then you come forward. Yep. So I'll do it sideways. I'm going to come back and then I'm going to come forward. And Terry does that thing where she rows, right? So Terry's got that movement where she rows and then she comes out and she rows. So she's simulating the rower out in the, so yes, but that's another thing that you can do instead of getting on the floor. When we teach it on the floor, we go back and then we come up. That's very Pilates without changing the shape of our back. But you can do it in your chair too. Nice job. Yeah, yeah. Keep, if you can get the backs of your shoulders to the chair, woo, and then come up. Whoa, look at that. Good. But as you're pulling up, you're pulling in, right? You're pulling in. Good, Judy. Good. And Chris is like, oh, starting all over again, right, Chris? But you're doing it. But you're doing it. Good. Really, really good. Really good. Okay. I just want to check the time because I've got a couple more things in mind. Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness, it's already 11:15. It's already 11:15. Oh my God. Okay, so I'll do one more then, okay? So, oh my God. Wow. So, your core is always on when you're doing balance. Always, always, always on. So, literally things like, you know, coming forward and then coming back and then coming forward, toe tap, and then coming back, toe tap, but staying in that beautiful posture. And then you start experimenting. Can I go back and lift my foot and then go forward and lift my foot? And then can I go back? And then can I start lightening up the touch on my chair? So right now I'm trying to do it with only a finger on the top of my chair. You can play. So you can just start playing. But can you maintain good posture as you're working these balance moves? But feel how much this has to activate to maintain your posture. How much that, yes, yes. So, and again, if you don't want to elevate, so Chris, actually what I'd love to see you and Judy do, if you feel you can do it, is you're actually going to allow your chest to come forward a little bit. Yes, Judy, thank you so much, Martha. Okay, and then you could lean back a little bit. And then you could tick-tock through and lean forward a little bit. And if you let your core go on any of these movements, you're just going to wind up being a hot mess all over the floor. There you go, Chris. There you go, Chris. Good, 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 good. And then, of course, the goal would be like, I'm only going with a finger. I'm a little farther away from my chair. Yeah, a little farther away from my chair. And then I don't know if I can do it on this hip, but then I would, oh, I don't get as much range of motion, but then I would do this. But boy, do I feel like everything in there has to fire up. Well, of course, what do we do on one side, ladies? We have to do it on the other side. So let's so go ahead and swing your chair over around to your other side. Start easy. Toe tap point. Touch. Tap behind. Yep. Tap in the front. And start to feel how you need to start firing up your hips and maintaining your core center. Woo! Maintaining your core center. Yep. And then when you start to get it, now I'm going to swing it. I've got my hand on the chair. I'm maintaining my posture. I'm swinging back. I'm coming forward. I'm going to start leaning back a little bit. And I'm going to swing through. And I'm going to see if I can just lighten up my touch a little bit on my chair. There you go. Ooh, you guys are good. You guys are good. But you can see how. And the thing that I love what I'm seeing is everybody's staying in posture. Like everybody's maintaining their posture as you're doing this versus I swing back and I go forward and my back goes and, you know, stay connected, stay connected. That will fire up your core. That will fire up your core. And then, you know, just challenges like different ranges of motion with the leg, but you have to maintain your posture as you're doing it. Chris, did they do a lot of leg swinging with you? Oh, yes. Was it virtual? A lot of it was virtual. Yeah. Yeah. It's so hard. Good, Elaine. Look at you going. Nice. Yeah. It fires up your hips, right? It really fires up your hips. But, and it's so interesting when I look at all the silver sneaker stuff now that's online, so much of it is on hips because it's all about fall prevention for people. Oh, I've noticed a huge change in my balance. I'll be 68 next month and I've just noticed a huge change. And, you know, I've got to really think about, like, I've got to squeeze my hips now sometimes. And if I stand on one foot without sneakers on, it's like,